Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Robbie Couch, and this is my second week in review. Side note, it's freezing in Chicago. It's January, it's cold, it's miserable. If you are feeling like January will never end, winter will never end, temperatures will never rise above 40 degrees, get a lava lamp to stare at. Not a lava lamp. What are they called? The sunlight lamp things that are supposed to give you like vitamin D. I don't know. Do what you can to feel happy because this winter is rough. The first thing I want to talk about in my week in review is Kamala Harris. She announced that she's running for president in 2020. I'm really excited. I'm not officially endorsing Kamala Harris, but I think she brings a breath of fresh air. She has a ton of qualifications. She certainly has flaws, but she has a ton of strengths. I'm really excited about her candidacy. Truth be told though, I would vote for literally anyone or anything else besides this president. I would vote for a McChicken sandwich, a paper clip, a pillowcase. I would vote for a stapler. I would vote for the chair I'm sitting in right now. I would vote for Mitt over... Ooh, did I really just say that? I would vote for just about anything over this current president. But independent of that, I'm also very excited about Kamala Harris. I think the most important thing that needs to be addressed immediately because Kamala announced her candidacy is who's going to play her on SNL. I think it needs to be Maya Rudolph. And by I think, I mean Maya Rudolph needs to play Kamala Harris. I think she's one of the most underappreciated comedians on earth. We've decided collectively that Maya Rudolph will play Kamala Harris for the next 2 years. Lauren Michaels, please know this is not up for debate. You need to hire Maya, or else I'm writing a letter. But while we're at it, let's also talk about who else is running for president and who else can play them on SNL because this is fun. Tulsi Gabbard is the Democrat from Hawaii, and obviously Cecily Strong needs to play her because, like, duh. Kirsten Gillibrand, the senator from New York. Kate McKinnon, it's obvious, match made in heaven, that's happening. And Elizabeth Warren has already been played by Kate McKinnon and it's like perfect. Maybe Kate McKinnon should just play every single SNL character ever. The second thing I want to talk about today is, wow, thank God Kevin Hart is not hosting the Oscars. Like, whew. If you haven't heard about the Kevin Hart drama, I really don't feel like recapping it right now because it's like old news and it's blah. But basically Kevin Hart said some homophobic stuff in old tweets. He got backlash for it. He got defensive. And he didn't really apologize for it, so he's no longer hosting the Oscars. The thing is, now Oscar nominations are out, and a bunch of queer-themed movies have been nominated for various categories, which is really exciting, but it would have been really awkward if Kevin Hart was hosting the Oscars and it was like this landmark year for queer film. Ugh. So Olivia Colman, Emma Stone, and Rachel Weisz were incredible in The Favorite. They played like a love triangle thing, and it was so good, so funny. I was laughing out loud. I was crying at certain parts. It was such a good movie. It's gotten a ton of buzz. It's up for Best Picture, so that's awesome. Melissa McCarthy in the movie Can You Forgive Me plays a lesbian con artist, which sounds wonderful. I've heard a lot of great things about this film. I can't officially put in my 2 cents because I haven't watched it, so that would be weird. Bohemian Rhapsody, the biopic with Freddie Mercury, is up for a lot of awards. The film's gotten some backlash because the portrayal of Freddie Mercury in the film was sort of sanitized for a mainstream, mostly straight audience. Queer people felt as though Freddie Mercury's queerness was really downplayed and like pushed down a bit in the narrative, if that makes sense. So many queer people, many people in the LGBTQ community have felt a little mixed emotions towards the film. So that kind of sucks, but yay Freddie Mercury, I guess? Mahershala Ali played a queer character in Green Book. That film also got some backlash. I would love to see more queer actors playing queer roles. I don't think there should be a rule where straight cisgender actors can't play queer roles, but we're still at a place where many queer actors are overlooked, they're discriminated against. There's all of these amazing queer roles that aren't going to queer actors. That's a little ugh. Overall, I think it's really cool that all of these films and all of these amazing artists are getting love, and it's gonna be a pretty queer Oscars, gotta say. The number 3 thing I want to talk about is not a fun one. The Supreme Court, if you didn't hear, upheld the Trump administration's stance on a ban on transgender military members serving. Back in 2017, Trump tweeted out some asinine tweet about banning transgender military members. I think it's really important that we take a second and revisit Trump's original tweet where he's calling for the ban, because it's so baseless and senseless and ridiculous if you actually look at the justifications of why he's calling for the ban. Quote, "The military cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical costs that come with transition care for trans members." The idea that that cost is tremendous and that it's somehow like burdening the military is such a outrageous BS claim. It's like making my blood boil right now just talking about it. So on Twitter, my friend Parker Malloy, hey Parker, if you're watching, she tweeted out a really interesting, like, mind-blowing fact that I had forgotten about in the past few months. Just listen to this stat. It is wild. The Defense Department commissioned a study in 2017 that estimated that transition-related care for trans military members costs somewhere between $2.4 million and $8.4 million annually. Okay, 2.4 to 8.4 annually for all transition-related care for trans members serving. Now, consider the fact that a separate analysis was done by Military Times that found that the military spends $41.6 million every year on Viagra. Viagra. The fourth thing I want to talk about today is Logan Paul. Logan Paul. God. If you don't know who Logan Paul is, he's a YouTuber, internet personality, has a really big following. He was really big, really famous before 2017, but in 2017, his fame or his infamy sort of climbed to another level because he did something that pissed a lot of people off. So he kind of went off the radar for a little bit, and now he's back with a new podcast and doing new things in 2019, and he's in hot water yet again. So a few weeks ago on Logan Paul's podcast, he was talking about things he wants to do in 2019, and he was talking about doing something different kind of like every month, like January, February, March, whatever. And for March, Logan Paul said he wants to do an all-male march, and that he wants to go gay for the month. Ugh. Clearly, a lot of people were rubbed the wrong way. Many people in the LGBTQ community were like, excuse me, what? So, in order to apologize yet again, this time to the LGBTQ community, Logan Paul had a new podcast that published earlier this week, and he had on an LGBTQ activist and sort of talked about the issue and debated it and kind of explored the nuance of it, why it was wrong, why people were upset. And listening to it, I still don't quite think he gets it. There's a part in this podcast where he kind of gets defensive, and he's talking to the LGBTQ activist, and the LGBTQ activist is like telling him why it's problematic for him to like joke about going all male for a month. And Logan Paul's response was,
so if I want to hook up with dudes for a month in March, I can't do that?
This to me is what's been infuriating about this whole debacle, this whole situation, because many people I know were defending Logan Paul, and even some people in the queer community, by saying, well, what's wrong with that? Why can't he experiment? Why can't he go gay for a month? The thing that's wrong about it, though, is that if it's not a genuine, authentic interest in exploring your sexuality, and you're only doing it to get clicks or get buzz for your podcast or your YouTube channel, no, that is completely unacceptable. This happens all the time with straight, cisgender guys, even ones that are allies to the LGBTQ community. They kind of perform queerness for the camera to get laughs, for shock value, and it's not okay. It feels really exploitive as a gay man. Okay, so I clearly don't speak for the whole LGBTQ community, and I know there are probably lots of opinions, lots of thoughts out there on this issue. So if you're a queer person, or if you're a straight person, if you're a person who has an opinion on this subject, comment below. I want to hear from you. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Is there something I'm not considering in all of this? Because to me, it's kind of like, dude, get it together. And the fifth thing I want to talk about is New Year's resolutions. I've already totally messed up mine. My New Year's resolution this year was to stop drinking Diet Coke. I'm borderline addicted to Diet Coke, and by borderline, I mean I am addicted to Diet Coke. I mean, I'm not like a crazy psychopath drinking like 10 a day, even though I know a few people who are. Shout out to the people who know who you are, yeah. But I drink too much Diet Coke. I was doing really well for like 2 weeks or so, and then I slipped up like totally accidentally without thinking. And then I got down on myself, and then I started drinking Diet Coke more. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I think the main point that I want to stress is that if you've already effed up your New Year's resolution, that's okay. I'm with you. I'm in your boat. I think January is a month where there's a ton of pressure on people to like get healthy and to get fit and to like have all of these huge life changes. And it's hard. Change is hard, and it's hard to break habits, and it's hard to start fresh doing new things and challenging yourself in new ways. And I'm probably gonna have a Diet Coke after this video. Alright, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching another week in review. Just as a reminder, I have brand new views from the couch every Tuesday and a brand new week in review every Friday. Have a great weekend. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. You can do it. I believe in you. Yeah. See ya.